Hey guys, what it is yo girl Cadillac. Hi, I am Cadillac Dixon. I am the Draw My Life prison wife. I am the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before it all fades to black. Yeah, this your girl Cadillac. Anyways, I just recorded Vlogmas day 30 where I was showing you my throwback Thursday of meeting Michael Baisden. I actually said 29. I don't know. It's all over the place. I lost track of the day. It is the 20. No, I'm about to do it again, girl. It's the 30th day of December. So though that one says Vlogmas Day 29, it's really Vlogmas Day 30. So I was doing a throwback Thursday of meeting Mr. Michael Baisden. I already showed you all the pictures on my little screen recording video, but now I want to tell you the whole story of meeting, trying my best to meet Michael Baisden. Okay, so the first time that I tried to meet Michael Baisden, I do something called Project Reach the World. I am a prison wife. I am fighting for my husband. He is wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced. I have been fighting for him tirelessly for the last 20 years, and he still has another 20 years to go on his wrongful conviction. To try to fight, I am an artist, and to try to fight, I use my artwork of many forms, combine them all together to be something called Project Reach the World. Check the description box. I do have a video that explains in depth of what Project Reach the World is and all the many people I have gotten my Project Reach the World packages to. It includes my artwork and my music, telling the story of my husband's wrongful conviction. Okay, so one of the people that I just really thought that if I could just meet this person, you imagine in your mind the type of person that would actually help you. Not everybody's going to care about my story, only a few, but certain there's certain people that really would care about this story that I tell of my husband that's wrongfully convicted. Anyways, guys, I was interrupted and I really don't know where I left off at. I can't hardly do it too much anything without an interruption. Very difficult to create videos. But anyways, don't know where I was at. But Michael Baisden, he was one of the people that I thought that if I could just get one of my Project Reach the World packages to him, he surely would understand, because he is the type that fought for justice and understood following your dreams and things like that. So there were several people that I thought to be the select few that would actually listen. But I'm gonna tell you that after meeting or attempting to meet, there was a couple of others that once meeting them, I no longer was a fan of theirs. I do have that story of the R&B singer Joe. I no longer was really a fan of his after, getting my artwork to him. Because it's the response that you get from these people. Most people enjoy and love my Project Reach the World, my artwork, all of that, but there are few that just really don't care for it. And Joe, the R&B singer, Steve Harvey, and Michael Baisden were the three that I can think of that just really did not care for my art in any kind of way, and also that kind of rejected it, and that I'm no longer fans of after trying to meet them. So, but if you did listen to Michael Baisden's radio show back in the day, he would have you thinking that, you know, he started in Chicago, a train driver, whatever. He wrote a book, he networked and marketed, networked his book, and he became really big, and then he became a radio host, so you would think a person that been through the storm, that had a dream, would understand the next person with a dream. Okay, so, and he always was talking all of this stuff about justice and stuff like that. So of course I would target somebody like that because I know that they would have compassion on the story that I am, presenting, of my husband being wrongfully convicted. I'm simply trying to break his story. But because he's just one drop in an endless sea of people that are wrongfully convicted, what can make him stand out? What makes his story stand out? So I try to use my artwork to make his story stand out, to draw in attention, then I can tell you the story. So the first time I tried to go meet Michael Baisden, I drove all the way to Tampa. I'm in Orlando, drove way to Tampa. He was on the radio. He was like, get down here now. It was some type of dinner or whatever. And it was $50 a plate, girl. Drove all the way down there. I didn't care for that dinner whatsoever. But I was trying to go and take one of my project packs to him. And hopefully, if I can get my story to him, he can help me break Marchello's story. So I drive way down there, not even there that long. They serve dinner. It's a big old plate. It's one of these places, big old white plate. And the food is like this in the middle. The little old piece of food, $50. Girl, I wouldn't even think about that food. All I wanted to do was see Michael Baisden. To meet him, number one, I was a big fan of his. Like, big fan of his. True supporter. Listened every day. So I, of course, wanted to meet him, but also this is a chance. He could be that one person that actually helps me break this story. You know what I'm saying? So we get down there, and he comes in the room, and then after a little while, he goes out, and I'm like, into like a, it's kind of hard to explain the place, where there was a foyer out front, and then you go into the banquet area. So he was in the banquet area a little bit, and then he walks outside. Now other people, they end up peeping, like strangers, they peep the artwork that I have or whatever. And this lady, she's seen it, and she was like, oh my gosh, is that like Michael Baisden? That's nice. Like, that is really beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, I do this project where I draw people, and I try to get the artwork to them. And she was like, girl, he just went out there. He just went out in the foyer. Won't you go out there and see, can you get your artwork to him? So I'm scared because I am shy. I'm an introverted person. I'm very, I don't know. I don't do well in big, like, social events. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very, I don't know. I have social anxiety, like, big time. Which is bad because I am an artist, music wise and regular artist. And artists are supposed to be outspoken. They're supposed to be loud. They're supposed to be um, very personable, like able to talk to a crowd or whatever like that. But I'm not. I'm completely the opposite. It's like when I'm in my 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 form doing my artwork, I could communicate to you then, but when I'm talking, girl, goodbye. It ain't nothing but mush coming out my mouth. So I'm very shy. And when I speak to people, it feels like I can't communicate to where they're understanding me. I just feel like, girl, goodbye, get out of here. I'm all shaky, and I'm like, hi, hi, my name, like, that's how. And I don't know why I do that. I have no clue why I do that. So I'm scared, but she's like, girl, go out there, go talk to him, girl. Go. You done drove this far. You drove from Orlando to Tampa, girl. Go out there and show that man your artwork. So I get ready to go show him the artwork. He's in the foyer and he's taking pictures. Girl, there's literally only about 15 people in line. 15 people in line. I wait in the line patiently. I'm just standing there. I'm about to meet Michael Bays and I'm going to give him my artwork. Girl, he going to see this. Finally, the person that's going to break this story. And I wait in line. He takes the pictures. I wait in line. He takes the pictures. And the line stops right at me. The guy said, wait, hold right there. Come on, Michael Bay said he has to go. He has to. I'm like, can I just give it? No, he has to go. He has to talk to the press. He has to talk to the press, and he'll be right back. So I'm about to give. I'm like, are you for real? It literally stops right at me. So I was about to give him my artwork. So the man was like, no, he'll be right back. He'll be right back. So I'm just waiting there, just waiting, like waiting. And he never comes back. So I step outside and I'm like, has anybody seen Michael Bayston? I go back inside. They said, oh, well, he left. He had to go. You just missed him. I'm like, I know. I drove way to Tampa, paid $50 for this little piece of this. The meal was this big, just to drive back home for nothing. Girl, I'm like, okay, that could be a mistake. That literally could be a mistake. So let me tell you about the second time that I attempted to meet Michael Bayston. I said, okay, gave him the benefit of the doubt. He came to this neighborhood center in the downtown Orlando area, area very close to the area where Marchello went to prison. Actually, it is the same neighborhood that Marchello was wrongfully convicted in. Bad neighborhood. And it was a community center where he had this program called the, I think it was Million Mentors Challenge, where he said that he and his co-host George Wilborn could not, like, they're doing good in the world, but they can't do it alone. Like, if there's no people coming up doing things, then eventually they won't be on the radio. So after them, who's going to be next? And basically, I was saying I could be next. The things that I do, if if the world could see it, like, I don't know. I know I really have something special. I have something truly special. But I'm also hidden. I'm very hidden, and because nobody sees what I do, everything that I do is in the dark. It has no, is it almost has no purpose, and it has no effect. But if it ever was brought to light and people ever seen all the things that I was doing and trying to like all the people I met, all the artwork I've done, all the books, the poetry, the stories that I did about being a single mother, that I did about being with a man that was wrongfully convicted, how that affected my life, how that affected our daughter's life, the depression she had to go through, the all of that stuff, the stuff my husband had to go through, being in prison for something he ain't had nothing even to do with. Can you imagine being 19 and your whole life stripped from you? You literally just seen your daughter born, and not even 2 months later, you're ripped from her life forever. Mind you, let me just plug this in. Our daughter now is 20. He was ripped away from her at 2 months old. She's now 20 and pregnant with our first grandchild, and he still won't be home until our unborn grandchild is almost grown. I tell stories of that, all of that, stories that need to be seen. Injustice happens because it is hidden. You can't do injustice out in the open. For injustice to stand, it has to stay hidden. But if anybody could ever uncover our story or other stories like this, because there are many people in this situation that should not be in this situation, and it's more to be in this situation only because this situation stays under wraps. They could not do this to families if it was out in the open and everyone seeing what they were doing. So the first thing that they do with injustice is they take your voice. As long as they can take your voice and you have no way to communicate, you have no way to remedy the situation. So if someone could ever see what I've done, it could be so impactful. So I really thought that he could be that person, and I could be a mentor. I actually was prophesized over that I would be a role model for women, a leader for women. And when the lady told me that, that's back in my dark, dark days when I was working at that super center. And she was like, "You're gonna be a leader over women." And I'm like, "Girl, not me." Like, how? And now I'm attempting to be a somewhat, leader for prison wives or whatever. Not that I wanted that label or whatever, but I am the prison wife OG. I've been a prison wife for 20 years, and I guess I got 17 to 20 more. So, guess I am a leader in that way. But so and mentor for other. I wanted to, just like through my music, I wanted to tell women that, though you make mistakes, though life didn't go the way you wanted it, you didn't plan it that way, you can overcome and you can rise above. So I wanted to be a mentor towards women that would be in similar situations such as myself. So I'm thinking that, of course, he would understand. And once again, so I brushed off that first instance. And I'm thinking, yes, once again, he might be the one that would actually, look at my project. Girl, we get down to the community center. I think we were in the gym or something. This was so long ago. So long ago. Maybe 2009 or something. 2008. I don't know, because it was so freaking long ago. My daughter had one of those DS. I had just bought her one of those DS. I don't know if it was the DS or the 3DS. I don't know which one it was, but she had both of them. And that girl loved that thing. And she used to record on it. So she recorded the whole thing. Like, she basically vlogged it. And she was so happy. She was like, "Oh, I love Michael Bass." And she didn't even know who he was. Well, she did know that I listened to him on the radio, like as I'm picking her up from school. That she was in elementary at the time. As I'm picking her up from the school, and then the show will stay on for a while, so I go walking, we listening to it in the car, which sometimes she couldn't listen because they get into adult conversation, but sometimes you could, let them listen or whatever. So she was familiar, but she really didn't quite know who he was. But she was like, "I love Michael Payson," and she was going all up front, vlogging and taking pictures of him and this and that. So it gets ready. You can tell when an event is coming to the end. So I'm like, okay, let's get ready. Let's get ready. We got to try to get up there to get the shirt to Michael Baston. So it's about to end, Me and Money, well, Money is ahead of me. Money's like way ahead of me because she was like, oh, I got to get this to Michael Bay. So she has the shirt that I drew of him, and she's trying to get up through the crowd. Like, so she actually gets through the crowd because she's a very little girl at that time. I think she may be like maybe 8 years old or something like that. So she gets through the crowd, and Michael Bazin, let me tell you, basically, all that talk, it was so different. He takes a child, holds the child up, takes a picture with her, put that child down, another child takes a picture, and then shoots out the door. And we're like, no, he can't leave before he get. This is the second time. No, there's no way that he can leave without getting this project reach the world. Girl, he shoots out the back of the gym. He is gone. So Money catches up, and Money catches up. My daughter Money, she catches up, and she's not able to get the shirt to Michael Baisden, but there was some people that were basically, you could tell who's like working with the event or whatever, and she goes ahead and gets it to one of them, and they say, well, we'll try. So when it comes to we'll try to get it to him, you don't know if they did get it to him or not. So that was the second attempt. So this man does not wait around. He does an event. He does not talk to nobody. He is in and he is out. It started to kind of look like, to me, some of the things he was saying, like almost like, okay, so everybody needs that person, that we're all looking for hope, right? So we're all looking for inspiration as well. So when a person is talking, follow your dreams, hope, and overcoming, we gravitate to them, right? But that doesn't really necessarily mean that's what's in their heart. They could be acting in that manner because they know that's what makes people draw into them, but they may not really feel that way. You know what? I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but I think that's more so of how he is. He's not so much, he's inspiring, but is he inspiring for being inspiring sake, or is he inspiring because inspiring is what sells? Inspiration is what sells. And that's kind of what I think, because inspiration is what gets you popular. So that's what it really started to feel like. So that was the second time. Did not get it to him. Okay, I'm like, well, maybe, maybe. So there's a third time. He's back in Tampa. And I don't know where we were at. We were at some type of theater that he had rented out. And I think he had a movie, like some type of movie he made or something. I don't know what it was. Was it a documentary? I don't know what it was, but something he made, because he talked a lot about relationships as well. So we ended up, me and my sister got tickets, and I drove down to Tampa. This was when GPSs had first started coming out and stuff. Girl, that thing got us lost. It said, you are at your destination. I'm like, where? I'm in the middle of nowhere. So we were way off course. They had us out in St. Pete, but we were really looking for Tampa, and it was telling us we had our destination. So finally, we find the location of the theater. We go in there. Wait, was that here? Was that here? I think that was here, because there was another time. Gosh, it was another theater here. That was a different time. I don't remember the story behind that time at the theater. I think I'm interchanging them. Gosh. No, that was it. But there was one time that he was here at a downtown theater in Orlando, but I don't remember what happened with that. But this theater he rented out in Tampa. So he's on the radio station and he's like, y'all, this the biggest networking event. Y'all, all y'all that's out there following y'all that got y'all books together, y'all better get down here, network, and y'all business people, y'all got your, bring your resumes, bring your business cards, bring, network, network. Yes, this is what he was talking. And don't say ain't nobody ever trying. Y'all, let's come on and network. Now, we get down there. I get in there. Girl, you know I got all my stuff. I got some my music. I got some my artwork. I got some my CDs because I was doing my little rap thing. I got everything, girl. Project Reach the World. Yeah. Get down there. And I think they may have asked 2 questions and he talked for a little minute. He don't even like be present for a long time. He talks for a few minutes. And then there was like a question. I don't know what the question was about. Then there was another question. This guy asked this question. He raises his hand. I got a question. And he's like, yes. And he's like, when are we going to network? You said this was a networking event. When are we going to network? He said, let me tell you, can you believe what this man says? This is when it solidified it for me. This man said, are y'all waiting on what this man said? Remember the man said, so when we going to network? When we gonna network? We got our books, we got this, we got that, we got our business cards. When we gonna network? Michael Baisden said, y'all network amongst yourselves. I got a plane to catch. What? Are you for real? Yes, run that back. He said, y'all network amongst yourselves. I got a plane to catch. Girl, are you people came down there specifically for him with the intentions, if you're putting that out on the radio, that you want to network, and if you're serious about your books and your whatever you do, your businesses, come and be down there. And then when someone asks about, so when are we gonna network? You tell everyone to network amongst yourselves. I got a plane to catch. What? Huh? Like, that really, and that is when I realized that all that positivity, all that inspiration is something he was doing just to gain a bigger following. It's like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's several people like that. And I really feel like, I don't know if I already recorded the story of Steve Harvey, of meeting him, and how I just didn't even care for him no more after meeting him. But he seems very similar, very inspirational, but for the point of benefiting his own self, not really benefiting you. Inspirational for, that's like me doing Project Reach the World only for myself. Saying that I'm here to inspire prison wives, saying that you should, go after your dreams and this and that, saying that, getting you all riled up to following your dreams and this and this and that, and then kind of like, yeah, girl, I don't care. Like, figure it out yourself. Like that makes no sense, but that's the experience. But anyways, it's your girl Cadillac.